Previously on Town Hall 8 Free to Play, we trophy pushed into Champions League gaining 2,000 free gems, but this came at a serious price. With defensive upgrades rapidly consuming gold, we are left with the question, how do we get loot as a trophy pusher? Hey, what's going on, guys? My name is Joe, and welcome back for episode 20 of the Town Hall 8 Free to Play. Man, 20 episodes of this thing, but we are at a point where we're at a crossroads. What do we do now? So, over the last couple of episodes, we've been doing trophy pushing, and I'm not going to say that I've been a serious trophy pusher because I kind of slacked for the last couple of days. I did push up to about 3258, and then I kind of like, I'm kind of done. You know, like, it really takes a lot of time commitment, and it is something serious. It's something that requires you to be online a lot, and I have a lot of stuff going on, guys. I just don't have enough time to sit here and invest, and I'm not really looking for bragging rights. You know, like, it is what it is. There's a lot of other players out there that are really serious about trophy pushing, and I'm not necessarily one of them. However, I'm doing it because I want to show you guys that are not really in the know. Like, you've never done it before, you have some interest, and you're going to learn as you trophy push that it's going to become harder and harder to get loot, especially gold. And at the same time, you will know, if you've been following the series, that we've been working on our defensive upgrades. We've already knocked out all of our traps. They are finished. We've also knocked out our hidden Teslas. They are now all level 6. And we've already done a full round on our archer towers. They are also level 9. The cannons are also, as well, level 9. And then our mortars are level 5 now, waiting to go to level 6. So we got one more level to go there. And you will also notice that our wizard towers are all down. So this really consumed a lot of gold. And if you noticed or remember from our clan games, we did pull a gold rune from the clan games. We've already used that. That's already gone. So now it's to the point of, where do I get loot? Because as I trophy push, I'm not going to find a lot of loot on the bases that have a lot of trophies. And for some of you out there, you might get lucky and you probably do find them. But for me personally, it hasn't been the case. Normally, if I find a lot of loot on a base, it's probably worth like 3 or 4 trophy offering, which translated as a Town Hall 8 hitting a Town Hall 9, you only get 1 trophy. So it's kind of pointless to hit that base, but the loot looks really good. So you're really at a crossroads. Where do I get the loot? But first, let's get into our question of the day, because we do have a few questions of the day, but we're going to take a look at one today. We got Gerald Castro asking, question of the day, I am a fresh Town Hall 9 in Crystal League. Do you recommend similar attacks to you recommended, or something different for new Town Hall 9? So if you've been following this series, you've been seeing a lot of trophy pushing armies, and that is specific to trophy pushing. I would not recommend that for a new player. This army is an expensive army, and a very, very expensive army, and I do not recommend it for a new player. If you are looking to start out and start building your base, start upgrading your troops, you need to be using like a giant-based army. You could be using a barge or something just to get started. You got to get your troops upgraded in order to start trophy pushing. So it's just two separate realms that you need to understand. There's farming, and you have trophy pushing, and then you have clan war. And if you're a new player, you really need to be focused on farming before you really start tapping into trophy pushing. So yeah, hopefully that question is answered for you. It's really hard to explain that question for a new player to really truly understand. And if you have a question of your own, go down in the comments below and hashtag question of the day. Okay, so with our question of the day complete, we need to go ahead and start taking a look at where we're getting the loot, or where there are possibilities to get loot. You also might have noticed at the beginning of the video that I did have a laboratory potion going. I got that from the trader. So remember, check your trader at least every day, and make sure that these deals that cycle around, if you have pushed up to Champions League, got the free 2,000 gems, you can take deals out of here for free. You're not spending any personal money to do so. So I did invest 70 gems to get a laboratory potion or a research potion in order to start working on my laboratory again. I'm trying to speed it up. And according to Clash Track right now, we have exactly 9 days remaining on our defenses, but we still have 61 days worth of research laboratory upgrades, and that is not going to be possible. We are not waiting 61 days to go to Town Hall 9. That is a fact. So back to the topic at hand of loot. I'm going to do some searching, and I want you to take a look at what is happening as you search. And as you search through these bases, you're going to notice that there's really no loot available. We got 48,000 gold. That's really not a lot. You got to basically beat the entire base to get all 48,000 gold out of that. This one's got 122,000 gold. So it's really, again, this is a Town Hall 10 at that. So I'm not going to be able to 3-star this base and take all of that loot plus the win bonus in Champions League. Now, the win bonus in Champions League or Champions 3 is 200,000 gain for a win bonus. So it's not always going to be perfect. Now, this trophy offering's perfect, and we have 358,000 loot. So we are going to go ahead and hit this base and see if we can get some of the loot off of it, but more than likely, it's not going to be all of it. So let me go ahead and knock this out real quick, and then we're going to take a look at another method on getting loot as a Town Hall 8 or a Town Hall 7 or a Town Hall 9. So like before, there's really no change in this strategy whatsoever. I'm just going to pick off some buildings with my minions, and we are going to cross into the base right about, let's do right here. Let's just go ahead and focus our efforts towards the core, and hopefully we do not have an Electro Dragon in the clan castle, because I really don't feel like dealing with that right this second. All right, so spreading out those wizards, just like before, it's really no change. So recently we posted a video on the top 3 trophy pushing armies for a Town Hall 8. A lot of beautiful attacks over there in Elite 8 using the Go Vape, the Golems, Valkyries, and P.E.K.K.A.s, and we have balloons in our clan castle. So we do have an issue here with dragons and balloons, so we're going to need to make sure that we get in there and get the Town Hall down at least get 1 star of this base, and hopefully we can preserve the life of our Valkyries. Highly doubtful at this point, and I'm really not too concerned about them. They're going to go down. We're at 46%. The Valkyries are in the core. We got a Barbarian King right there. His ability is going to be used, and we are going to be able to defeat the base without even having to worry about our clan castle troops. So a lot of you guys out there are scared to death of some dragons and balloons, but I'm going to tell you right now, Valkyries are fast, and they will defeat a base. We had a 3-star on a Town Hall 8 recently. Actually, I think it was today's attack in our clan war. That I was able to 3-star the base while there was a dragon chasing my troops. So again, don't freak out. It's okay. The Valkyries are fast enough to get the job done if you are focused and you understand how to deal with this. But again, yes, we got a nice trophy offering. We're going to let these troops work for a second, and I think I'm going to bail on the attack because the balloons are going to take out my archers. 73%, pulling off 25 trophies. Very nice. Let's get into that other option, guys. Okay, so that last replay was a beautiful attack showing some beautiful loot that is very rare. It's not going to happen every single attack like that, so you might get lucky. You get a really good trophy offering like that, 38 trophies. That was beautiful, and then 300,000 worth of gold. But for those of you that have never trophy pushed a day in your life and you have no idea how to do this, I know you guys that are trophy pushers know this, but if you need loot really, really bad, hopefully you know about the best kept secret in this game when it comes to getting loot. If you hit the attack button, you go into the practice mode, you have exactly, or at least I have 1.9 million worth of golden elixir down here that I could take by completing these tasks. I know, who would have thought of it? And probably some of you out there have already completed this because you just wanted to practice, but you used up all the loot. And the same thing applies to single player, and I have not completed this one at all. We have a long ways to go before we get to the end. But if you go to the end and you have to deal with the golden dragon, that I think is 2.5 million worth of gold on that attack. Let me see if I can get down there because it's a really long map now. Yeah, 2.5 million worth of golden elixir down here on the final attack. So if you don't know about this and you're at a point where you're trying to trophy push and you just cannot find any loot to compensate for your upgrades on either your defenses or your laboratory upgrades, you have these two options in practice and in single player to gain free loot without having to really do a lot of work to do it. You don't even have to use extensive heavy armies until you get deeper into the single player to complete these tasks and get some really good loot. The easiest method by far is the practice mode by just completing some of these tasks. And you don't even have to really do anything special. You can just follow the prompts that are given to you throughout the attack. And I'm going to knock out this one just because it's a really easy one to do. And I hope for some of you that you did not get overzealous and start doing these attacks early when it first dropped, and now you don't have this loot available, because this is a really good option if you do plan to trophy push as a lower level player to get free loot without doing any real work. And see, again, this just takes forever. If you follow the prompts, I could just knock it out and do it very easily, but we have 200,000 gold available and 200,000 elixir available. And again, this is just one method. There's other options that you could do. You could drop down in trophies and basically push back up, but anybody that's ever actually really committed to a trophy push knows how much work really goes into it and how long it really takes, especially once you cross up into higher champions and you start dealing with Titans League, when you really have a hard time finding a base and you're really going after the bragging rights of being in one of those top tier clans like the Savage clans or the Elite 8 like we were in the other day. And those guys I have mad respect for, because they put in so much work and just don't get enough recognition for the work that they're doing. Trophy pushing is very important to a lot of players, equally to the clan war enthusiasts. Like it's very similar to that type of gameplay. But again, the topic at hand is free loot. So I'm going to finish this attack and we'll be right back. And on that note, I do believe that's going to wrap us up for today, guys. I just wanted to share that very secret option. It's not really secret at all. Most of you have probably already completed those tasks because it's just there and it's not actually attacking anybody else's real base. But it is a good option for those of you that are looking to trophy push as you get higher up in tiers, that you don't have loot pouring in like you did down in the lower leagues like Crystal and Gold. So if you enjoyed the content today, smash that like button, subscribe if you haven't done so already, and we'll see you in the next one, guys. Take care.